You see, the way that you see yourself is not really how the world sees you. And that singular truth should be a comforting thing. The way you see and perceive the world usually tends to be more negative than how others are seeing it and perceiving it themselves. And today I wanted to dive into your mind a bit so I could fix your perception, so you could see yourself how others see you. And finally, you can understand that you're actually more attractive than you give yourself credit to be. And really, for this video, boys, stay to the end, because that last tip really hit to the heart when I realized why most people are just so dissatisfied with how the way they look. So today, boys, we're gonna hop into the reasons why you don't like the way you look and why it's really all just in your head. Well, let's hop into it. Number one, it's called the exposure effect. This is the theory that the more you're exposed to something, the more tolerant you become to it. In other words, if you're constantly running away from the camera because you just can't stand the thought of being in a picture, or always avoiding mirrors because you don't want to see yourself, the less you're going to be seeing yourself. Meaning that when it comes time that you actually do look at yourself in a picture or in the mirror, you're going to hate the mere thought of it because you're not used to seeing yourself. This is why other people that are constantly looking at you are so tolerant to how you look that they don't see you as harshly or as negatively as you see yourself when you look at the mirror for the first time, or finally do take that picture after years of not doing so. Number two, you're more self-aware. In and of itself, it's a great thing, but it does come with a negative bias. In other words, since you're so self-aware of what others are thinking, what they're doing, actions, and your environment in general, you tend to have a more negative approach to outcome. This is the main reason why you dwell on one single criticism, even though you may be getting lots of praises. And this happens to all of us, including me. For example, if I get one negative comment, even though I'm getting thousands of positive ones, that one negative one is going to stand out, even though 99% of them are good. So if you're just so self-aware that you're always worrying about how attractive you are compared to others, you're just way too self-aware, and because of that negative bias that comes attached with it, you're gonna always see the glass half empty versus half full. You probably are a stud, but you are always bringing yourself down. Number three, you just stopped caring for yourself. See, as a guy, it's easy to get comfortable and stop trying. And the reality is that anything that's worth having requires a lot of effort, a lot of time. So if your goal is to look good, it requires for you to go to the gym, for you to put in the hours and sleep well, that you actually take the time and invest in your style. You don't want to stop investing time and effort into yourself. You gotta keep splurging on you. I'll give you a great example to splurge on my personal self. You've heard me say before, I freaking love watches. This and shoes are kind of my guilty pleasures and what I collect the most of. I love rewarding myself with a nice watch, and when I get it and I wear it, not only does it make me feel more confident, but also it makes me feel great. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a Rolex or an AP. Something as sexy as a movement watch like this one does the job, because the point is for you to feel good in it, for you to feel stylish or more confident. And that's the great thing with movement watches, that movement watches do end up looking high-end because they have a lot of unique designs, like this one in particular, which is one of my personal favorites, because when you see this watch, you don't automatically think it's a fashion watch, and instead it looks like a super high-end timepiece that probably cost me over 500 bucks. With Movement, you have plenty of designs. For example, they just released right now their new Element line. This is an upgrade from their original flagship collection, except that they revamped it with elements from nature like earth, water, and fire. The new Element collection comes in two basic designs, your chronographs and your more minimalist designed ones. The minimal ones come with 3 hands. It's super simple. They just wear great with anything. And the chronographs look a little bit more complex, that when you wear them, it really does look like you got a $500 to $600 timepiece. You guys got to check out Movement watches. Now, the great thing is that right now they're giving you a 15% off discount. On top of that, they got free shipping worldwide, so wherever you live, they're gonna send it to you. So if you guys click the link down below and use that special code, you can pick one up without having to spend a lot of money. Number four, social media has skewed your reality. See, in the age of social media, all you and I see is this perfectly curated feed of influencers and celebrities with zero imperfections and zero problems. So then in our heads, we start to think that this is the new standard, and for us to be successful or content, we need to be part of that 1%. Before social media, all you had to compare yourself with was your own social circle, which is why back then you would be more content. Now you're comparing yourself to the 1% of the world that also highly edits their pics to fool you into thinking that that's reality. Do you guys understand what's possible with apps like Facetune and Manly? You could literally change your eye colors, give yourself 6-packs, make you look like studs, And then when you post it, you're gonna make everybody else feel like that's how you need to look more attractive. The reality is you look good, but social media has just skewed your reality of what is actually attractive. And finally, number 5, boys, you are projecting what others think about you. This is single-handedly the most important reason why you don't like yourself. Now, I get that this is a hard concept to accept and understand, but you really need to drill this down. You will never know what others are thinking about you. All you could do is assume and really just think what you want. And given that you already don't like how you look, you're now gonna assume and project how others are perceiving you by the same way that you're perceiving yourself. So use this tip and hack your own mind and start thinking of yourself like an attractive stud. And now you're gonna notice the difference on how you'll see how others are gonna perceive you, because you're gonna use the same projection and again, assume that others think you're more attractive. And like that, your confidence will go out the roof and you will start loving what you see in the mirror. And that's basically it for this week's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Those are 5 reasons why you don't like the way you look. If you guys liked this video and found it informative, don't forget to drop us a like down below. Also, don't forget to check out our sponsor, Movement Watches. They're gonna be linked down below as well. That's it from me today. See you next time.